Flower pollen is the greatest happiness for every bee. In the same way, warm-heartedness and kindness are the causes of greatest happiness for every living being and for every human being. That's why the topic of this presentation today is happiness. But not just any kind of happiness. It is a sustainable happiness, it is a real happiness and inner peace. My intention today is to make sure that you get a clear and most up-to-date understanding of non-emotional hygiene and the program which is called Peace Inside and Peace in the Whole World. Why? Why is that relevant today? Why is it relevant for the world today that we live in? It is relevant because we live in a highly technological world. We live in a highly technologically driven world. And in this kind of world that most of the people are living as administrators, so not so many bold explorers of human well-being. We live in a world of mostly code writers, not poetry writers. It's a world of aggressive competition, not the oneness of humanity and kindness among people. So in this kind of world, most of the resources are used to build a system and to sustain a system, not so much to produce or to facilitate the well-being of the individual living in this gigantic system. That's the world that we live in today, and we live in the times of imbalance. When there is imbalance, then there is a basis of conflict. Imbalance is a basis of conflict. And whenever there is an energy of conflict, there is no inner peace, no outer peace, and all the beauty of life is gone when there is energy of conflict. Why is this important and relevant today? Because all of us wish to be happy. Just like you and me, everybody wants to be happy. And just like you and me, everybody wants to avoid suffering in any way. But just because we want it, it's not so easy to reach today. Therefore, my idea is to present you a non-emotional hygiene. And as Dr. Morowitz said at the beginning, we all know how much is the mental health issues are so prevalent in the world today. The idea is that's why I will propose non-emotional hygiene as one methodology, and we will investigate it just in the next few minutes. And the essence of this non-emotional hygiene methodology is altruism. It's strengthening the power of altruism within our mind. The program Non-Emotional Hygiene is based on Tibetan neuroscience, and it gives the opportunity to use, it's a methodology of using human intelligence for preventing negative emotional states and familiarizing or strengthening the pro-social behavior and the causes of well-being and physical well-being as well as mental well-being. So the idea is that altruism, as we try to define altruism, it is the intention for others to be happy and for us to bring them causes of happiness. And altruism and compassion is intention to relieve suffering of others and the causes of their suffering. And it is said that compassion is a form that altruism takes when it's faced with suffering of others. So training the mind in altruism and compassion has great benefits, but I was asked, or today would like to say something about stress relief mind training for healthcare professionals. Why is this very important? Because healthcare is normally, the essence of healthcare is altruistic intention, of relieving others from suffering and helping and benefiting others. But there are two ways of altruism. We can divide altruism in two ways, into two types. One is affective resonance, and another is cognitive resonance. So affective resonance is our wish to be, we are motivated, the perception of suffering of others, which is in the healthcare profession, we cannot escape from suffering of others. So the perception is primary, if it is primarily focused on self, then we have the intention to escape from the suffering. If we are faced with a lot of suffering around us, we can have a wish to escape from this suffering. So then the effect is that the more suffering is around us, we are more restless, we have sleep disorders, different kinds of disorders, and physical health imbalance, burnout, and things like that. And behavior is we want to withdraw. We want to withdraw, and through time, the more it happens, the more inner resources are exhausted. So that's the idea of affective resonance. So we feel the suffering is the basis of like empathy. We feel the suffering around us, and we want to escape. And while we're in the healthcare profession, we cannot escape. So there is another way to use the idea of altruism, and that is cognitive resonance, which says that the perception is that this focus from self, I want to escape from the suffering that surrounds me, I want to use it in a way to expand the view from self to others. And the wish, that's why we train in altruism, wish to benefit others and to bring them happiness. So which means the most important intention for our work being expanding our focus from self to others and wishing to benefit others who are suffering. Because of that, effect of this is warm-heartedness, which is felt through our work, and then which brings physical health benefits, self-confidence, open-mindedness, quality of relationships, and inspires more pro-social behavior when it is trained and sustained through our work. And of course, in time, the more it happens, the more suffering surrounds us, which is normal in healthcare profession, the more this gives us strength, an inner strength, that we are able to bring some benefit, and we are able to benefit, and it stops this behavior. I want to escape, I want to go, so that's the real reason, that's the logic behind this training in altruism. And it can bring numerous benefits. So through strengthening the mind in the pro-social behavior in altruistic training, there is I did not put on the slide, but if you want to know more, there is on Stanford University, there is a section, C-Care. I don't know if you ever someone heard it, C-Care, Compassion, Altruism Research something. So it's at the Medical School of Stanford. They have many clinical studies of the benefits that are induced through this training in altruism. So the idea is that through meditation, first of all, this non-emotional hygiene is extracted from the Tibetan neuroscience, ancient Indian neuroscience, and it is based on first understanding the mind and emotions presented in ancient Indian philosophy, and then using it for the contemplation and for the meditation. And through these meditative practices, there is in time, as long-term practitioners of this altruism-based training, there are changes in brain activity, and also there are many effects, positive effects on the meditation on altruism. You can search, there are many studies on the internet, and especially if you go to the C-Care, Stanford C-Care, you can see many clinical studies of this kind of practices. And so there are structural differences in both great and wide matter. There are effects on meditation and altruism, and also telomeres. Recent studies showing that deliberate cultivation of love and compassion can even affect our DNA itself, and it's observed that parts of DNA known as telomeres are associated with biomedical science with the process of aging, which the studies that His Holiness Dalai Lama said. And 40 years ago, His Holiness Dalai Lama started to cooperate with the Western scientists, mostly Americans, and he made it accessible into monasteries and these trainings, because the Buddhist philosophy is Buddhism in Tibetan philosophy, in Tibetan approach is divided in three parts. One part is science of mind and emotions, then philosophical tenets, and then religious practices. So mostly this science of mind is something that American scientists are together exploring with Tibetan scholars. So it's really very wide area. So now emotional hygiene, then because of that, is an elegant model which is proposed for cultivating emotional stability and mental well-being, as opposed to mental restlessness and all the problems. And this methodology includes understanding mind and emotions, and then contemplating about it, and then meditating to somehow bring it to the emotional level, to assimilate on an emotional level, because it's not just a theory that we explain, blah, blah, this is the definition of mind, this and blah, but we then assimilate, so it can influence our behavior, of course. And Peace Inside, Peace in the Whole World is a 13-week stress relief course which teaches how to prevent fear and worry, stress and burnout for taking control and ruling life, even when you're faced with uncertain circumstances, which is not only in healthcare professionals, in the whole world is now experiencing a lot of uncertainty. So the most important thing that I want to stress here is that Peace Inside or non-emotional hygiene is a process-based change system. It's non-diagnostical change system, as opposed to statistically based systems which accept failure for certain percentage of patients or practitioners and accept the success for other percent. So it is not like this. This is a process-based system. It's non-diagnostic. It's non-diagnostic. We'll do short practice. You will understand what I mean. And I want to share this. 3 days ago only, on Wednesday, this was we had the conclusion of our 13-week course in Rijeka. And since it attracted many interesting participants, we had the final celebration at the University of Rijeka in Rectorat, and we had this celebration. It attracted many people. It was really, really special, and in a beautiful venue, in a beautiful hall, Aula Magna. And we had many, many participants, and the most important participants was Professor Demarin. She is a great mentor, and she helps me a lot from the first day that I started this 10 days and 10 years ago, 10 days plus 10 years ago, and she helped me a lot, and she came for our celebration, gave very inspiring, beautiful, and mostly admired from all the participants for her presence as well as her talk and just being with us. It was a great blessing that we received. So we had those are the participants. We had a great celebration, and we enjoyed the message so much. So it is supported in a way from University of Rijeka also. So for you who understand Croatian, I have two presents. If you want to know more about non-emotional hygiene, it is possible to go to this webpage, entus.hr iznad želja. You will receive, you can just register and receive the book, Iznad želja, in advance, which was 9 years ago, Professor Demarin wrote a foreword for this book, and also the first video of this workshop, Peace Inside and Peace in the Whole World, is in Croatian language. But if you don't speak Croatian, you can send me an email, and I have also the translation of this book in English, so I will send it. Anyway, YouTube kanal je Namenutina higijena, and that was it for this part of presentation, just to give a short presentation of non-emotional hygiene and this program, Peace Inside and Peace in the Whole World. And if you want, now we can make one practice. It's like for 5 minutes, if you have 5 minutes.
I think so, yes.
Yes? Yeah, we can do 5 minutes, just a simple breathing meditation, and just to experience a little bit to assimilate on some emotional level.